Thank you so much for your patience. Can I have a motion to come out of closed session?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman PG will be absent from today's meeting there. Committeewoman Judge Covello.
Yes.
Committeeman Smith.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Chewinski.
Sure.
Come out.
Here.
Mayor Miller.
Yes. Please join us and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. All righty. We're going to begin with a presentation for the Environmental and Shade Tree Commission budget presentation. So I want to invite Commissioner Michael Warren to join us at the table to present the budget.
All right. Is this on? Is working? Okay. If I would have known you were going to hand out my writing, my template, I would have wrote meter. Sorry, guys. It looks like a crazy one, it looks like, from the way I wrote you. So, thank you for allowing me the time to come up to present both the Shade Tree Commission budget for 2026 and the Environmental Commission budget. Which one do you want to start with first, Mayor?
Let's do Shade Tree Commission.
Okay. Let's talk about last year briefly. Just want to highlight a couple of things that we were able to accomplish with the budget that we had. We were able to pay for the grant that needed to be developed for in conjunction with the arborist and the grant writing staff that you have here for the NJDEP Community Forestry Grant. That will allow us to begin to take a tree inventory starting this year. The tree inventory will be online for people in town to look at as we keep inventorying trees as they're planted and the current ones that are already here. Liz, our arborist, will be training the Shade Tree Commission on how to use it and how to update it, as well as Dave and the DPW. We were able to plant 16 town trees. I want to thank Dave and the DPW for getting those trees in the ground. The tree request list that we have on the website seems to be popular. People are able to go on that form and select a tree from our approved list. I want to remind the Township Committee that our arborist has painstakingly worked with the Commission and DPW to come up with a appropriate list of trees for the types of easements that we have throughout the town. So if you see a tree being planted in the easement, it has been carefully selected. 16 tree requests were fulfilled, we're looking obviously to increase that number. This is outside of the road projects that were done on Howard and Harvey, and I believe Burdan is next. For a road project. Those trees are being folded into the bond, if I'm not mistaken. We were able to have Arbor Day this past year. We planted a tree at Carlock with that. The Rochelle Park Police Department helped by being on site, as well as providing cookies and refreshments for people who want to come and celebrate Arbor Day. We had the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts come. We had the Hackensack Ambulance come. I think that's, yes, to do blood pressure screenings. Those were some of the highlights from this past year. One final highlight, that we did purchase some beautification planters where you could put flowers or small shrubs in to our plan is to highlight the business area that is at the corner of West Passaic and Rochelle Ave. That I call it the Gray Mini Mart. It's that series of buildings from the tattoo shop down to the 7-Eleven. We may be also able to get a planter across the street in front of the Haircraft salon studio place as well. So we were able to purchase those to see, exactly what that would look like, and to try to add some green space to an otherwise busy road. for our next area in the needs to consider. We didn't have enough money this year to pay for a tent. That's what that word is, people, tent. I know it doesn't look like that, but we don't have a tent to attend township events with, where we can, volunteers can meet the residents and hand out educational materials, et cetera, about the Shade Tree Commission. So that's something we probably should be purchasing this upcoming year. Beautification items, you know, I know we talk a lot about this. People in town comment about the shape of the town. Beautification items are a little pricey if you want them to look nice and be able to make an impact when people drive through town or walk through town. Believe it or not, the priciest part of the beautification items is the shipping. To get things shipped here can be almost the cost of the item itself, depending on the weight. So that may eat up some of the budget that we had from last year if we were to, you know, have the same $7,500. Our priorities this year is that we have several streets in town that still remain bare from previous construction, mostly in the 2021 to 2023 timeframe. We're looking to examine those roads to determine if, you know, how many trees we can plant on those roads. In particular, in Districts 1 and 2, so far we've covered District 3 and 4 with plantings. El Dorado was our first street planting. We were able to contract out with Serbo, and that entire street, I should say El Dorado and Crescent, were able to get, I think it was 13 trees, I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's probably more. I might have the wrong number in my head, but that block does have trees now. And of course, we're always trying to expand our educational reach to get residents to understand how trees can help with stormwater runoff and flooding, minor flooding, and be able to seek volunteers who are interested in pruning or maybe, you know, attending a workshop. There are people who do enjoy trees out there and are looking to try and volunteer in some way. So last year, we did get a $7,500 budget for the Shade Tree Commission. I am asking for $15,000 this year for the Shade Tree Commission to be able to continue and maybe pick up the pace of tree planting. At this point, I'll be happy to take questions from the Township Committee about the request and or anything else about what took place in 2025. We did have to take some courses. You know, just so people understand, the volunteers have to take CEUs, which is continuing ed. Those are usually free workshops or webinars, seminars to attend. And I know that Dave and Mike James have attended classes as well.
Yeah, so first question. First off, I want to say thank you, Mike, for being the first budget presentation. We look forward to seeing everybody's. But I just want to ask, do you know what is the cost to outsource tree planting on a typical street here in town?
So I can give you the cost that it was to do Serbo, to have Serbo come in and do Crescent El Dorado.
That was 20 trees.
It was 20. I knew I had 16 in my head. So just so you guys know, this Sunday, the Shade Tree Commission has to submit a accomplishment form to the state of New Jersey. So I had to gather a bunch of data and send it to the community forestry group. So that's why I had 16 in my head, because Dave gave me 16 that they planted town trees from the request list. So that will help us stay accredited, which was important. We also, by the way, submitted to be a Tree City USA. So fingers crossed, I was able to get the proclamation from last year, Arbor Day. I had to supply that. I had to send in pictures of our Arbor Day event and fill out a bunch of information. And, you know, Mayor, you had to sign off that we did that. So I'm hopeful we get that moniker so we can put Tree City USA somewhere on the website or a sign. And, of course, the accomplishment form, I did work closely with Liz Stewart, our arborist, to make sure that that goes through smoothly. The cost of outsourcing, the 20 trees we had on Crescent and El Dorado was approximately $6,200 for 20 trees. Now, that depends on a couple factors. One, the size of the tree. In this case, we picked what is known as a baby tree, about an inch, inch and a half in diameter. We do have some small easements, and we didn't want to disrupt the sidewalk or the curb. Longer streets may cost more, but they can be done in phases. So in this case, I did, at our last Shade Tree Commission meeting, Mayor, you were there, I did ask if Dave had some thoughts about where to plant in District 1 and 2. We're looking at Madison, which has some trees, but Lexington has none. Those would be the types of streets we would ask to outsource. Now, I want to be fully transparent with the public here. Because of the ordinance that we have, bless you, because of the ordinance that we have when it comes to tree removal and permit fees and fees to remove and not replant, the Shade Tree Commission does have some access to that fund. That fund is designed for tree planting and maintenance and care. So if there is a bigger ticket item, we do have access to that funding as well. And last year, the tree fund, give or take, because I know when you collect permit fees, portions get divvied up, but the total amount in that that fund was about $20,000. So those would definitely be used for larger tree planting projects if needed. So I want to make sure everyone's clear about the funding. And I know I'm asking for double the budget, but, you know, you got to shoot for the stars sometimes. So, and, you know, whatever we get, we appreciate, of course. So,
Thank you.
Yes.
Any other questions for Mr. Warren?
More of a statement. I know how much work Michael puts behind the scenes. Truly makes a dollar out of 15 cents at times. He does great work. So just, and again, I might ask you to stick to it, Mike, but as far as a goal for 2026, as far as planting trees, what would you?
well, last year the town planted about 168 trees in total.
Wow.
So that's a great start.
Wow.
I'd like to be able to maintain that or exceed it. But also, you know, the Shade Tree Commission, I have to thank the volunteers who come to the meetings and who've been working on this as well. We've also been kind of tasked with beautification projects, which we're fine with. But I want you to know that those beautification things cost money outside of just planting trees. So, I know all of you up there have walked to the community and have spoken to people about Rochelle Park, and I feel very lucky to be entrusted in doing this work. I enjoy it. I complain about it a lot, but I also enjoy it. Our goal to become a commission happened last year, and I'd like to see that continue, and us be able to get even more grants through the fact that we're a commission. I know Liz Stewart has access to a lot of sustainability grants, et cetera, that we can maybe tap into.
Please.
Mike, does the arborist also get paid out of this area?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I have to give Liz Stewart a lot of credit, she loves this job. She's not just Rochelle Park's arborist, but she's all over Bergen County. And Liz is very fair. She is not looking to, nickel and dime us. I got nervous about the 2025 accomplishment form that I have to fill out, and I asked her, if she would do it, and she's like, well, I charge for that, but she's like, Mike, just pull up on the screen, and I'll walk you through a couple things. So I have to say, Liz is helpful. Liz knows a lot, and she should be paid when she does her services, but Liz also is passionate about Rochelle Park Shade Tree Commission and is looking to help us whenever she can. So, but yes, we do pay the arborist from that. Even when she comes to look at a tree, I know last meeting there was a tree thingy going on here. I'm happy that Ellen was able to get that resolved. She did come see us at the commission. However, the commission does not control the fees or the ordinances, et cetera. So I'm happy for Ellen. She is a supporter of the Shade Tree Commission. She emails me all the time. And, but, you know, you would have to send Liz out to make a determination, and yes, she would get paid from that fund.
So, I mean, I just want everybody to understand this is all
Yeah.
self-organized fund because.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving
There's
parts.
a lot of things trying into this.
Yes,
Thank you.
okay.
Anybody else?
Should I go to Environmental Commission? It's a shorter one.
Yep.
Okay. So obviously, the Environmental Commission was established last year. I'll be fully honest, I had no idea what to do with this Environmental Commission, but we've been finding our way. Recently, we put a survey out on social media. I think I emailed Ms. Kim the link to put on the website. It's going to go out in the newsletter as well. I emailed the mayor to put that in the newsletter. We would like to get some feedback from the residents about their environmental concerns. It's a very thorough survey, so if you are on social media, and I shared it to the residents page. No, I'm not on that page. I'm not allowed to be on that page. I'm on the community board page. I share it there, et cetera. So, you know, if you get a chance to click on it, please respond. Any feedback is welcome. But we'd like to get some idea of what people are concerned about. You know, this year, we did have David Refkin come to our meeting. I think he's coming here next week to talk about flooding. I've been in contact with other environmental commissions throughout the county, in Paramus, Saddlebrook, et cetera, areas that are close to the Saddle River, to see what they're doing with their commissions as well. They're doing a lot of education and outreach. Last year, we didn't have a budget at all, so we, you know, we did what we could with volunteer time, and we did select a spot for the community garden, which is hopefully on track to open this spring. You know, I've reached out to organizations to have seeds donated, so they've been donated for the community garden and are ready for that. We've also talked about what kind of seminars that we could hold for residents who have concerns, which is what the survey is for. The Environmental Commission, I know, is also tied to Sustainability New Jersey, where having one does get you access to some money, some grants, and we're happy to help with that. The Environmental Commission, just so the public knows, is not only that, we are the green team for Rochelle Park. So the needs that we should consider this year is, what do we want the green team to do? We would definitely need some type of, I hate to say it again, a tent or some mechanism to be identified. We did vote and pass a logo for us to use at the commission. The green team could, you know, help out with the recycling, the town cleanups, you know, I've researched green teams from other towns. They seem to be like well, yeah, they wear all the hats, you know. So, you know, if the Township Committee has any interest in the green team and what we could do, we're always open to have you come to our meeting and talk to the volunteers who are there. So I know when David Refkin came, some comments from the public were that, oh, we'd love to have gone to the Environmental Commission meeting. So we'd like to try to have more guest speakers come in to meet with residents and talk about concerns. Our priorities is to get that community garden open this year, even if it's just 4 beds to start out with, and to try and expand the green team initiatives at the discretion of the Township Committee and what they'd like to see from the green team. So this year, we had a 0 budget. I'm just asking for $5,000 for the 2026 year to get some of the paraphernalia that we need to be a part of town events and be identified by the public, so they know that we have an environmental commission. So that's a smaller presentation, and I'll take any questions at this point.
Thank you, Michael. So the tent that you're looking for would just be a green team tent?
So I don't want to waste money and get like 2 tents for like the same thing almost, So definitely need to talk to some people in the office about how, if there's a tent that's available to purchase that I can remove like a Velcro and put Shade Tree Commission, and then when we're using it for Environmental Commission or Green Team, put that logo on. I'd hate to buy two separate tents. I just think that's a waste of money, but I'm sure there's tents out there that can do that. But there's plenty of pamphlets to print out, all the small costs like that. Again, I'd like to use more digital stuff. In fact, some of the survey responses we've gotten so far has been to mention, we asked them, how happy are you with the news you receive from the Environmental Commission? And people suggested we put more stuff on the website or in the town newsletter, which people, I guess, are reading. Obviously, we want to keep costs low, but be able to make an impact for the resident. So again, that's the request, shooting for the moon, but, I know what's going on in town, and I understand the finances, but, we'll do with whatever we get. And, the mayor and the township committee asked me to come up with some figures, so I did. And, I think the accomplishments of the Shade Tree Commission and the Environmental Commission is still kind of finding its wings. I think we'll have more success this year, as we now know a lot more than we did a year ago. And I'm going to be honest, the volunteers, myself, we started from scratch. And thankfully we did a lot of learning, a lot of outreach. Dave and Mike were very helpful. I am predicting a more green 2026. So.
Wonderful, thank you. Any other questions for Mr. Warren?
I do.
Yes.
Thank you for everything that you do, Mr.
Oh, you're
Warren.
welcome.
And do we have a date secured for David Ruffin coming?
He's coming next week.
Next
He is
week.
coming next
18th,
week?
yes. I'll reach out. I know we're on that email chain together after he had come to the Environmental Commission, but the last email confirmed the 18th. I'll reach out to him tonight just to firm up the time. I'm assuming 7 o'clock next Wednesday.
Yes.
And he'll have access to that screen?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Anything else for Mr. Warren?
Thank you, Michael. I know that you did a lot of work in
Yeah. Thank you.
the Corolla.
Yeah, and thank you for your support.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the community garden.
Yeah, that's gonna
Yeah, me
be-
too. That should be nice. We're going to try to get started. In fact, we just met to discuss the rules and regulations, and I have to give a big shout out to Gina Kim, who, I guess several months ago, we found some samples from different towns, and I asked Gina if she could send that to me, but she sent me like a Rochelle, she made a whole Rochelle Park one. So we were looking at that, and Gina and I are emailing about just some minor changes, but we're hoping that'll be good for the springtime. So, all right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
I
much. Any
appreciate
other
it.
questions, you guys know how to reach me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right, let's move right along to our discussion item, amendment of billboard ordinance fees. So last year, the township adopted an ordinance establishing the policies and procedures for the use of our township-controlled billboard display turns on Route 17 and Interstate 80. Under the settlement agreement, the township is entitled to 3 8-second display turns within each cycle, including 2 panels on Route 17 and 1 panel on Route 80. So as we move forward with implementation, we believe it'd be more practical to establish rates by resolution so they can be adjusted as needed to stay competitive with the market and reflect real-world conditions. So the introduction of the ordinance tonight, our goal is to set and update those rates by resolution. Is there anything from the Township Committee on this item?
Good, thank you.
No. All right, thank you so much. Moving right along, Ms. Kim, will you please read the letter of appreciation under correspondence?
So we have one correspondence, which is a letter of appreciation for Officers Saldivia and Zena. So the actual email is actually over 7 paragraphs long, so I will just read a summary if that's okay with Chief Pinto. Okay. So this was an email from Mr. Giovanni John Caspro, interim superintendent of schools. He is also a Rochelle Park resident and parent, and who wrote to express sincere appreciation to the Rochelle Park Police Department, specifically officers Christopher Saldivia and James Zenock, for their compassionate and professional response to a motor vehicle accident involving his daughter on October 4th, 2025 on Route 17 South. He noted that the officers promptly secured the scenes, ensured his daughter received medical attention, and conducted a thorough investigation while providing reassurance and empathy during a stressful situation. He emphasized that their actions reflected the highest standards of policing and brought credit to the department. Speaking both as a parent and as the interim superintendent of schools for Rochelle Park, he expressed deep gratitude and confidence in the police department's service to the community.
Awesome.
Is there anything you need to add to that?
Anything you'd like to
Chief?
add, Dean?
No, just again, it's just more proof of what the team does on a daily basis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gina, and thank you, Officer Saldivia and Zenock, for their compassionate and professional response. All right, moving right along to adoption of minutes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the following meetings: closed session January 28th and public session January 28th as well. Do I have a motion?
Motion. I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman George Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Smith?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chewinski?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, approval of the agenda. So before we approve the agenda, may I have a motion to add the following resolutions to the consent agenda? That would be Resolution 26-079, elimination of part-time administrator for the Township of Rochelle Park, and Resolution 26-080, appointment of Samantha Carpio as full-time Township Administrator and approval of contract. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman George Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Smith?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chewinski?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes. All right. Any reports?
Quickly, if I may, Mayor, since I'm I had asked that, the removal of the part-time position be discussed and open when I was rice noticed. If I just may ask the committee to consider Chapter 4, Section 4.3, the removal of severance pay. I'm going to pass out a copy of that. It's a current ordinance in Rochelle Park, most specifically the last sentence in regards that I just asked that strong consideration be given to that, as well as just note back in 2021 there was a retirement of an administrator, and there was additional severance paid out for vacation days, etc. And other than that, I just want to say it's been an absolute honor and a privilege to serve this community in the part-time administrator's role, where full-time work was absolutely done. And almost $1 million in open space grants received and executed, as well as the numerous road projects. I'm proud to see the fruits of that labor, and look forward to making sure that the Township Police Department continues to run in a very efficient and professional manner, and working with my successor.
Thank you so much, Dean. John, do you want to respond to the highlighted remark?
Yes, the state statute actually provides that when an administrator is changed, that you have to give 3 months' notice and 3 months of severance. And the state statute was interpreted by a case that was decided in the Superior Court, stating that the statute set the compensation that was to be paid, and there shouldn't be any payment above that. So at this point in time, I would say that the compensation would be 3 months severance.
All right, thank you. Moving right along to new business, we're going to appoint Emmanuel Castelletti to our last alternate spot on recreation. And I also just want to briefly explain the action that's being taken this evening. In the fall of 2022, Chief Pinto stepped up to serve as interim administrator, and he's continued in that role since. And we thank him for stepping into that part-time administrator position and helping guide the township through some significant years, stabilizing operations and bringing the municipality to a prosperous place. And as we look ahead, the governing body believes that Rochelle Park will be at its strongest with a full-time police chief and full-time administrator dedicated solely to the day-to-day operations of Town Hall. And this is purely a structural decision about the future direction of the township. This decision has nothing to do with Dean's performance. He really has helped stabilize the township during an important period, and we really do appreciate that service. And after interviewing Samantha Carpio and reviewing her experience in municipal finance, economic development, and grant administration, we believe she's well aligned with the township's needs and moving forward. So she's on the agenda this evening for approval with a start date of March 1st. And again, we really want to thank Chief Pinto for his incredible service and look forward to continuing working with him as administrator through March 1st and in his ongoing role as police chief. And we also look forward to bringing Ms. Samantha Carpio on board as township administrator. Anything else from anybody? All right, let's move right along to public comments. May I have a motion to open up to public comments?
Make a motion.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Judge Corbello?
Yes.
Committeeman Smith?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chawinski?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Anybody wishing to address the governing body, please state your name and the town in which you reside. You'll be limited to 5 minutes, and each person during the public comment period is only permitted to get up one time.
Oh, sorry. I can't compete with this shirt, so, all right. Just want to give a quick thanks to Dean for all his efforts and working with Dean with the Shade Tree Commission and getting that established. So, you know, I know you're not going to go far, you're down the hall, so.
No, and I, if I may, real
yes.
quick, and I appreciate it. You have $77,000 in the Clean Communities Grant that cannot be used towards the purchase of recyclable
Yes.
barrels, and we have about $48,000 in the recycling fund.
Oh,
I just wanted to make
fantastic.
that clear based on, I was not a part of the emails going back and forth.
Yeah,
I
perfect.
did look into it for you.
Well, thank you very much. So, yeah, just want to thank Dean for, you know, filling in that role. You know, it's not an easy role, but thank you for that. And, Township Committee, you know, looking forward to the successor. And, you know, these are not easy decisions, but you're elected, and I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Scarpa.
Good evening, everybody. Joe Scarpa, Rochelle Park. Just a question. You did not discuss the 3-month severance for Dean before this? Nobody knew about this?
That discussion was had with Dean last week, yeah.
Okay, so it was decided then to pay him the 3 months.
Correct.
And so what was Mr. Pinto then talking about?
Do you want to clarify the highlighted terms that he brought
Yes,
forward?
the town apparently adopted an ordinance, I don't know when it was adopted, but they adopted an ordinance saying that if an administrator was removed. In 91, if an administrator was removed prior to April, they would receive 6 months of severance.
Okay. Yeah, I believe that there was a case that seriously, I think, struck that down. So, but, okay. I think you mentioned about doing a fee by resolution. I believe you have to do fees by ordinance. So I would just check that out.
For the billboards, fees fine.
Yeah, we are doing it by order. Oh, you mean a specific amount?
I think the fees cannot be done by, I think you have to do fees by fee ordinance. That's all I'm saying. You might want to check with your auditor on that, too.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Mr. Scarpa.
And just one other thing, I heard you mention about an email chain, you were discussing something on an email chain. Is that the entire township committee discussing township matters on an emaal chain?
It
Or is
was
that certain, it should be less than 2 committee people on an email?
correct. It was
Okay.
just myself, Mr. Chawinski, and Mr. Warren.
Yes, that's, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Scarpa.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Linda Boniface, 33 Parkway. Couple of things. Where is the resolution for the settlement of the retiring officer?
That has-
Usually every year they do a resolution to how much he's being paid out. So I just, you know, the other thing I have a problem with is this stems back from August of 2025, August 12th, exact, August 11th, 2025. And I'm going to read a little bit of it. It's a police report from Jefferson Township. I'm not going to go into their names. I have copies if anybody wants them. An unknown male arrived on the scene and attempted, it was two neighbors arguing, another guy showed up. An unknown male arrived at the scene and attempted to force him to leave. The man engaged in an argument and ultimately grabbed him by the throat multiple times in an incident which was recorded on his phone. The one neighbor, once the guy assaulted, called the police. He told that gentleman to leave. And he was able to, the guy who was assaulted was able to capture the vehicle's registration number. The police officer writing this says, I reviewed the footage, which confirmed the unknown party grabbing him by the throat. I'm going to go down. They separate. He then goes back to their police headquarters. He expressed belief that the aggressor may be a police officer. And I'm going to read the very last paragraph. The unknown male party was later identified as Mr. Kenneth Stapleton, Jr., an employee of the Rochelle Park Police Department. Now, last week, I had to sit through how wonderful this man is. What bothers me the most is I heard something out of the corner of my ear where this man is going to remain in the township as an emergency management coordinator. You heard the word in there, emergency. What is going to stop this guy from showing up at the emergency command center and causing an incident? Because when I sat on the township committee, I was accused of going to cause an incident, and I was banned from the emergency command center. But I will sit for a lie detector test at any time, and the other people who accuse me, they'll never go near it. So I want to know, you've all got this. I emailed it to you. So you've all got it, except you, Sean, you weren't on the force. You weren't in the, but I am deeply, deeply disturbed that this guy is going to stay here. And you've all got this. You've all got this. Maybe you didn't know where he was going to stay. You thought he was just going out. But I am absolutely, absolutely disgusted with this. And this is not the first time a police officer has been taken care of. I don't want to go into other things, but if you want me privately, I'll tell you exactly. But this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boniface. Anybody else?
Ron Lum, Terrace Avenue. I got two things. What's the story about the pump station? Haven't heard nothing in 6 weeks. First time the bids were down. Maybe say something tonight. I don't know. Photos all say we don't know. And number two, I came here about a year and a half ago about wires hanging down, and they're still hanging down. Maybe I'm coming up 2 years. And I was patient. Now I'm like getting like, it's not right. They said that, out-of-town company got to do it. Well, if somebody didn't get their taxes paid, you'd be knocking on their door. So why you don't knock on their door to get the wires fixed? That's it. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Ron. Just to address, we are in communication with our engineer about the status of the pump station, and we do expect to go back out to bid within the next few months.
And I can address this.
Yes, so I'm going to pass it over to Dean and then Mr. Truinsky.
So, thank you, Mr. Lum. I do remember, and literally just before the meeting was having a conversation with two of our residents, both of whom have worked in municipal government for many, many years, on the difficulty of getting Verizon to remove anything, especially the hanging wires. They tell us they'd rather accept the liability, because I said, what are you going to do if somebody gets caught up in their neck and they choke? They said, we'll accept that liability. They're hanging high enough. They shouldn't be an issue. We will continue to reach out. I have another resident brought a pole, the placement of a new pole. I can tell you the utilities really don't care, but I will continue to reach out. And when I send that email in reference to the resident on Forest Place, I can remind them of the low-hanging wires throughout the township. They did.
You got one right here at the corner, it's tied to another wire.
Yeah,
And it's
and
only like 6 feet up, if somebody's
so,
there.
so we're not going to task our DPW, we tell our officers too, never to touch hanging wires because they just can be electrified, and for that reason
So
alone.
if they can't touch it, like, you don't want your police officers, I understand that.
And DPW for that matter.
Anybody.
Right, correct. So I hear you, and we're going to relay your concerns and mine as well, once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Twinski?
Yeah, we are looking into an alternative for the pump station, short term. It won't be long, but we're looking for an answer.
Okay, I didn't hear nothing, like, at the end of the year, it was a big rush to do. Now it's almost 6 weeks later, 7 weeks, you didn't hear nothing, so I was just wondering, what's going on, that's all.
Thank you. All right, anybody else?
Dominic Pizzuto, Susquehanna. I've known you a long time. I just want to say thank you for everything you've done. Thanks, Dean.
Thank you, Dominic. Conyers is here.
Bob Davidson, Lexington Ave, do you mind? I'm sorry.
Please, take a seat.
I found that last statement pretty interesting. Reference to the pump station with an alternate. I don't know exactly what that means. Could you explain a little further?
So, yeah, Mr. Trinsky, would you like to explain?
It was brought to our attention the possibility and a good possibility of rebuilding the pump station in place in its current location rather than moving it. And that came about with the looking for some short-term options when the price tag on the pump station went from $4 million to $7 million in 8.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to come up with some viable options and quickly.
But the only thing is, what we have to be careful of is that we don't decide to just do something because it's less expensive and not be able to take care of what needs to be done for the next 50 or 75 years.
Absolutely.
The other question I do have is just that you hired a new administrator. What are the vacation, that they get vacation time? How much is the pay? I noticed that wasn't mentioned.
Yeah, so I can absolutely mention that the salary is $140,000, and the vacation days are consistent with the personnel handbook. So off the top of my head, that number is 10 days, I believe, for the first 2 years. After 6 months.
I was just wondering, because you hired somebody and have no idea what this all is. And we certainly understand, if I may, a lot of people, we got our letters in the mail, reference to what was happening with our properties, and that's without a budget increase. So you believe you guys got a lot of work to do this year in order to make that work. So.
May I?
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Davidson, I don't know, did you happen to get the blue book with the senior freeze?
Yes.
Was that, because I do believe, Ms. Kim, do you have some in the office? No. Kathy, did you get them in the office yet? They should be coming, right? Just in case if residents haven't gotten it.
Yeah.
For the 25 and the 26.
Right, I actually just got my first check today. From
You
the state.
did? Oh,
Yes.
congratulations. State of New Jersey? State of New Jersey, right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Dean, I know what kind of a job it is to do the administrative job, never mind doing 2 different jobs at the same time, so I don't know how you did it, you still got more hair than I do.
Delighted.
But anyways, like I said, I know it's not an easy job, to say the least, and hopefully, with our new administrator, that we can move forward and continue doing what you're doing over at the PD.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson.
Good evening, James DeMurray, construction official. Just here to speak on ordinance 1258-26. I just want to ask a question. What was the thought process behind changing the ordinance to only add a building subcode official to the already existing ordinance? Are you guys also going to employ a building inspector still, and why not add other disciplines to the full-time position?
Mr. Trinsky, do you want to
Sure.
take a stab at that?
I think, the need and the concern of the township has been brought around many, many times for a combined role in that office and a full-time face in that office for several reasons. And, hearing them and listening to them, it became more apparent amongst us that we need to have that person in that building department that can basically be that face. I've been in town since 1988. I've been through many building departments in this town. I was here when there was one night a week you can get an inspection. And I've been through also a person that was here part-time that did 6 jobs, who should have been full-time. And the end result was we lost those people, and those people left the town. During those times, though, when we had that one person in the town and ran around doing code enforcement, doing property maintenance, doing building inspections, electrical inspection, fire inspection, so on, zoning, the town ran very efficient. Not saying that doesn't run efficient now, but we also had the ability where people came in and they knew the person of the building department, knew that face, and they had a direct line of communication when they came in the office. And again, a lot of people that have come to me in town have brought it to my attention that when they go around town, they don't feel like they have that, they don't have that ability anymore. They don't have that ability they don't have that safety or feel in the building department that's behind them. Not where they call in and have to constantly call, but then when the inspector's driving around town and they see things going on, it's being managed and controlled and taken care of by that department, by that person. It's here. It's, that was the need. I mean, it's the public is talking. It's not me. It's not Tommy. It's not Teresa. It's the public. The public is talking, and we listen. That's it.
Totally understand, but why not add other disciplines
I think
to it?
I think the opportunity to add other disciplines, I think when it comes time to review the applicants, of course, I think it would be wanted, sure.
So would you have to change the ordinance again?
Potentially. We'd have to change the ordinance. I think if an applicant came forward and they offered other licenses, I think we'd be able to look at that.
But what's the reason for then changing the ordinance to add a building subcode official when it already says that the director of code enforcement should be full-time?
It should be building subcode, construction official, zoning official, and what was the other one? Property maintenance.
But what's the reason to add? What happens if your candidate, has an electrical official license also? Do you have to rechange the ordinance?
No.
They're not precluded from hiring somebody who has additional certifications.
That's the minimum we're looking for.
The minimum. Okay. And then just one more question. So since there's 2 separate tenured positions here, how do you combine these 2 positions without violating tenure rights?
I'm going to pass it over to the attorney because he's got a great answer for you right now.
A municipality, even when there is tenure, is permitted to combine positions for reasons of economy and efficiency. So even though they're tenured, you're still permitted to create a full-time position from part-time and eliminate those part-time positions. The law does not prohibit that.
But where's the economic efficiency here? The department's in the negative and we're increasing the budget.
Well, the governing body makes that determination as to whether they feel it's more efficient and more economical to do it that way. The public comment is really not a debate.
I'm just here because of the rights notice, so I thought I was discussing, the position. But, okay, fine, thank you. Thank you for your time.
This is a great opportunity to consolidate. Mr. DiMaria, I've been knocking doors for the last 3 years, and a consistent complaint that I receive is how the town looks. So this is an opportunity to address that, to have a full-time person here to address the ongoing concerns that we hear from residents at the door, that we hear on social media, that are relevant to property maintenance.
Yeah, property maintenance, yes, so that's not my position.
Right,
That's,
but this is a strategy to address that, and that's what we're doing. Thank you so much. Anybody else?
Al Reiner, Parkway. So, what will it cost? I understand what it's going to cost for a full-time administrator, but what about the building department? Since you're going full-time, how much will it cost to do that? In addition,
So
I'm sure you know that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the following meeting, we will put on the agenda the actual posting, so everyone will be able to see that and the salary range.
So you don't know now.
The range that we're looking at is around 85 to 95,000.
That's the salary, right?
Correct.
But there's in addition to that, benefits, you got to give them a car. There's more than just the salary.
Absolutely, and those
Yeah.
and those benefits are laid out in our personnel handbook. So we'll have those conversations when we interview candidates, when we put that posting forward, and we'll bring it right back to the public to give them a status update.
Okay, so as a taxpayer, I'm concerned, because my taxes did go up because of the reevaluation. Now you're getting a full-time administrator, full-time building, so it's a concern, not only for me, I'm sure for a lot of residents. Also, now, Mr. Travinsky said, you heard from other people that we need a full-time inspector, correct?
I'm sorry?
You've spoken to other people who said you need a full-time person in the building department.
When I was running for election,
Yeah,
and there's people in this audience that could come up to this microphone right now that could validate the point that the amount of concern in the township for having a full-time person here during the day, out on the street, doing inspections, coming back to an office, eating lunch in town perhaps, seeing the way the town looks and addressing things, and coming to our land use board meetings and addressing issues that we have with outdated codes, outdated fines where people are not, there's very little incentive to correct the issues rather than, if they'll pay the fines rather than correct the issues. There seems to be a growing need, and it's when I was knocking door to door and going around town and talking to people, people that put me here, not one, not two, I could count on, I lost track. And oddly enough, the range in age from young people that move into town to people that I'm doing work for right now that happen to be seniors in town. They all have the same concern. They said, who is in the building? And I said, listen, if you have a concern, why don't we have a full-time building department? And I don't have an answer for that.
so I have made myself available. I've done inspections on a lot of your jobs. Did you have a problem with me scheduling or any issue with me?
No.
No. Ms. Carvalho, also, I went to your house
Just
when
make
you had
your
a fire.
comments through the chair, please.
I'm sorry?
Make your comments through the chair, please.
Well,
I understand.
okay, well, again, I was at Ms. Carvalho's house when she had her fire. We made sure that she got into her house. It was, during the construction. There was no delay. She got in her house as quickly as possible. There was no delay for her. And Mr. Travinsky, I have a cell phone. People call me on the cell phone. They can talk to me. Mr. DiMaria, he gives out his personal cell phone. People can talk to him. You think you're going to find somebody who will do that? I don't think so. That's going to give out their personal cell phone? No. And I just hope you find somebody who's qualified, who also you need 5 building licenses for that job. So just for the building, that's without any other. So just keep that in mind.
Thank you. Thank you, Al. One thing I do want to add is that if you do the math in regards to those positions and you do consolidate and you do combine, it's a very minimal investment when you combine those positions to the salary that I just mentioned. And as Mr. Chwinski and myself have mentioned this evening, this is an ongoing concern, an ongoing complaint of how the township looks. And we want to beautify the place that we call home, so this is a strategy to do that. We're offering strategies for change, we're offering solutions, and this is what that means. Thank you so much.
It's all at a cost.
Yeah,
It's
and as I
all
mentioned,
at a cost.
it's a minimal cost compared to the ongoing complaints that we receive on a regular basis, how the township looks.
So let me,
Your 5 minutes is up, but
okay.
one thing I do want to also give our township attorney the opportunity to address is what happens after this ordinance is passed and how the job would be ultimately offered to the tenured employees.
Yes, if the tenured employees have the proper certifications for the position, they would be given the opportunity first with respect to taking the position.
Okay, I understand that. Okay, thank you.
We're just really curious, were you aware of that information?
I was.
Okay, great.
I was.
Thank you so much.
But you all voted, and I got a copy of the ordinance that you voted on last month. The amendment to the,
Yep, that was the
ordinance?
first read. The second read is on the agenda tonight.
tonight.
Thank you.
But as Mr. Di Maria said, you eliminated one of my jobs in this description as a building inspector. That's not in here. That's missing. So I don't know, you know,
We could amend it.
Why are we doing that?
well, that's not here. Just so you know. Thank you.
Gotcha. Thank you. Anybody else? Let me close the public. Hearing or seeing nobody, may I have a motion to close public comment?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Smith?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chewinski?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Please. Mr. Ryder said that it was eliminated. Was that intentional elimination? Was that just, can we amend it if we wanted to at this point or no? Right, isn't that what you asked, Matt, too?
Yeah.
We could have
Missing, I thought it was on there. It's not.
I thought it was too. I didn't, maybe I missed it, but Mr. Ryder has the right also, I believe, in my opinion, that he has the right to apply for the position also, and that was eliminated.
Absolutely.
I believe that we could amend that. Is that possible to do that now, or?
We'd have to re-advertise.
We'd have to re-advertise and introduce and
Could
adopt.
that be also part of the job descriptions that will be coming in? You know, you just mentioned about, then they can have more qualifications, right? Am I right with that? So you can have more qualifications, so that could be, look, as Mr. I don't know if he's seen. What I'm asking for is, before it was mentioned that, you know, you could have more qualifications. So if that was the case, then your position would be considered more qualifications for this ordinance. That's what I'm understanding from council. Am I getting that correct?
Yes, so on any job description, when you set forth the criteria for the job, someone can have additional qualifications. Sometimes they call that being overqualified. May make them a more attractive candidate to have the additional certifications or licenses. And in that case, if you hire someone and you want them to perform the additional job duties that they have the certifications or licenses for, then we would amend the ordinance again to reflect the person that was hired and the job duties and responsibilities.
Now, would that be necessary to amend the ordinance or just strengthen the language of the job posting to include all that?
Well, you have two options, but if you change the ordinance, you're going to have to start this process over.
Correct.
Versus putting the advertisement out, see what candidates you receive, and then determining based upon the candidates and the qualifications they have, whether it's necessary to then amend the ordinance again.
All right, wonderful. Any questions on that?
No.
No, I mean, that makes sense. You could advertise it with it also. So Mr. Reiner would also have the opportunity with his qualifications.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to clarify. Thank you.
Yeah, especially being a tenured employee.
Right.
Wonderful.
And they would be, tenured employees are offered the position Council first, is that true?
Yes.
So the tenured employees would be offered the position, to apply for the position first.
Mhm.
Can I ask a quick question on that?
Not at this time.
And that would be based on seniority as
Well,
well.
it's up to you, Mayor, if you want to take additional questions.
We already closed public comment, but please come see us on the dais after. All right. So we have 4 ordinance for adoption this evening. Ordinance number, we have an introduction of ordinance first. So, our next item is the introduction of ordinance number 1259-26, entitled Rental Terms and Schedule of Policies and Procedures, and the rental of billboard display flips. May I have a motion to introduce 1259-26?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman George Carvello.
Yes.
Committeeman Smith.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chewinski.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes, the ordinance is introduced.
Yes, and I have a little statement.
Please.
Okay. Notice is hereby given that ordinance 1259-26 was introduced and passed on first reading at a meeting of the Township Committee of Rochelle Park held today, February 11th, and order published in accordance with the law. Said ordinance will be considered for final reading and adoption at a meeting held on March 11th at 7 p.m. in the Township of Rochelle Park Municipal Building, at which time all persons interested will be given an opportunity to be heard concerning such ordinance. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Gina. And now we have 4 ordinance for adoption this evening. Ordinance number 1255-26, adoption of regulations restricting the planting, growing, or cultivating of bamboo. Ordinance number 1256-26, flood management regulations. Ordinance number 1257-26, amendment of chapter 155 entitled sewers. Ordinance number 1258-26, amendment of chapter 80 entitled construction codes, code enforcement department. May I have a motion to open this to the public for any questions regarding these ordinances?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman George Carvello.
Yes.
Committeeman Smith.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chewinski.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes. Public hearing is now open. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, this is Mike Warren. Quick question about the bamboo. I can still grow it in a little pot that I have my own. Okay, thank you.
That's correct. Thank you so much.
That's quick. No, not yet. We're working on that.
Am I able to ask a
Yes,
question?
absolutely.
Okay. So, when it comes to, right of first refusal, how do you offer 2 people the same job?
By seniority.
But then it's not right of first refusal, correct?
What do you mean? You can't give 2 full-time jobs. It is the right.
Well, I know, so,
So the 2 tenured people, whoever has the most seniority would be offered it first, and then whoever has the less seniority would be offered it second.
so it's not first, okay. No, so it's not right of first, it could be right of second refusal, right?
You know, does it really matter?
I don't know, but,
What terminology you want to use?
I'm just, the DCA, stated that, in order for the tenure to, for this job to work, you would have to create 2 separate full-time positions. Yeah, they're the ones that, cover our, license. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Anybody else?
Al Reiner again. So let me understand, you're offering 80,000 or 85,000, your starting salary for a full-time person for the building department. Is that correct?
That is the goal for the posting, 85 to 95,000.
My 2 positions alone have been advertised for that amount, for 90,000, just for the 2 positions, subcode and building inspector. That's what other towns are paying. Just so, for your information. Okay?
Thank you, Al. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Hearing or seeing no one, I have a motion to close public comment.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman George Carvello.
Yes.
Committeeman Smith.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chewinski.
Yes.
Mayor Miller.
Yes. We will now vote on each ordinance individually for adoption. Ordinance number 1255-26, bamboo regulations. May I have a motion to adopt this ordinance?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Smith?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chouinsky?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Ordinance number 1256-26, flood management regulations. May I have a motion to adopt this ordinance?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Smith?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chouinsky?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Ordinance number 1257-26, sewers. May I have a motion to adopt this ordinance?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Smith?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chouinsky?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Ordinance number 1258-26, construction codes. May I have a motion to adopt this ordinance?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Smith?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chouinsky?
Yes.
Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, consent agenda. All items listed below are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the Township Committee and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a committee member or citizen so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general orders. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'd like to move separate 079 and 080 on the consent agenda. Separate discussion.
All right. All right, so let's discuss those.
Okay, so 790 is with our chief and slash administrator. I just want to say, Dean, thank you for all you did to help. I know it's been a little, it's been a lot, and I appreciate that. And I'm kind of happy going back full time to the police department. They need you there too, right? So, but also, anybody else have anything on 790? No.
Thank you, Dean.
I gave you a hug already.
What did you say?
I gave him a hug already.
Oh, okay. And on 080, Samantha, I can see if I'm here. Tell me how to say Carpio. Carpio.
Yeah.
If this agenda goes through, I wish you the best. We're here for you if you need it. And this road was Marshall Park. And that's all I have to say on that. If they could be put back.
Good luck, Samantha.
Thank you so much, Committeewoman. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Smith?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chouinsky?
Yes.
Mayor Miller? Motion
Yes.
passes.
All right, the next meeting will be held on Wednesday, February 18, 2026 at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much. We are adjourned.
Thank you.